side certain ways will be elected. So many people face the prosecutors they wouldn't vote in that election for. And talk about they treated me wrong. Well, you, by not voting, helping put them in. Right now, across the country, this is what they call an off-year election because it's municipal elections, meaning in most cities, including New York where I live, the prosecutors are up for election right now. That's how you hold them accountable. Let me thank my executive producer, Fatim Muhammad, my technical producer, Lee Majors. Let me thank Bob Slade for sitting in for me.
You're welcome, Red.
And let me thank all of you that called in and listened in, that called in and couldn't get through, but hung in there anyhow. Remember tonight and every night, Monday through Friday, 6 o'clock Eastern Time, 5 o'clock Central, I'm live on Politics Nation with Al Sharpton on MSNBC. Watch me and support the show. And remember, whatever you do, wherever you go, however you feel, tell somebody. Reverend Al told you personally, keep it real. Keep it real. Keep it real. Talk to you tomorrow.
Keep it real.
What is he talking about? Oh, terrorism good.
Keep it real. The views and opinions expressed on this broadcast are not necessarily those of WGCV 620 AM, its staff or management, or our parent company, Glory Communications Incorporated.
South Carolina, the nation, and the world. We put it all in perspective with Armstrong Williams up next on WGCV 620 AM.
We are talking about our world today. Oh, and someone's on the line.
Hi, I'm Jacqueline.
Welcome, Jacqueline. How old are you? You sound so young.
I'm 8.
Oh, wow. I assume you're a student, right?
Yes, from Jefferson Elementary.
Good God! I got to ask you what we need. Soul food. Henry Soul Food. No, we need it. Soul Food. Henry Soul Food. No, I like it. Soul Food. Henry Soul Food. No, we need it. Soul Food. Henry Soul Food. Hit me.
Home of the sweet potato pie. Even the keenest taste buds will tell you the best food on the planet. Large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. So get the Henrys at 5431 Indian Head Highway, Oxon Hill, Maryland, or give us a call at 301-749-6856.
Soul food. Henry Soul Food. What we need. Soul food. Henry Soul Food.
Welcome to the Armstrong Williams Show, brought to you by Golden Crust Bakery, the fastest growing Caribbean-owned franchise in the United States. Golden Crust is committed to the delivery of quality food and excellent customer service. Visit them today at goldencrustbakery.com. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Armstrong Williams Show. Thank you so much for joining us for this edition. And I see your feedback has found its way back to the airways. That's okay. Hello, feedback. It's always good having you. Always good having you. Hello, everyone. We're going to talk a little generation college students today. A little about Gary Barnard and his new ventures. We're going to take some calls at 1-866-620-6620 and all that good stuff. Let me see if our guest is joining us. Mr. Clarkson, are you on the air? The guest is not even on the air. Unbelievable. The guest is not there. Okay. Well, I guess that's just the way life goes. So, I want to just talk to my audience here today, and it's a little open mic. We have not had an open mic in a long time. You know, my very good friend, my brother, my friend, Alex Snipes. My guest is not on the line, Nancy. Come on, Nancy, sit down. Come have a seat. Come on, have a seat. You know you love to run your mouth. Come on. My very good friend, Alex Snipes, is having his event tomorrow night, right, Nancy? That's Mike's. Come on, because you know you like being close to me. Come on, close to me, please. You're thrilled. So Alex is having his event tomorrow night, right?
Yes, he is.
What is the event?
It's Future Leaders Scholarship Program.
Oh, I'm impressed. Future Leadership Scholarship Program. That's right. Come on now. There you go. There you go. It's tomorrow night. I wish I could be there. But you know, Alex didn't even invite me. Did you know that? I wasn't invited. I saw him in Vegas for NAB, but he didn't invite me.
Well, he probably thought you was really busy. He knows that you got so many things on your plate and your agenda, so he probably figured that you was really busy.
Oh, but what's important? What's important? What is this? Somebody telling me to stop, laugh out loud. Please, I'm not stopping. This is the show. This is a big event. Giving hope to kids. Now, I don't know where Yolanda is. I don't know where Tony Jameson is. But we got to talk about this. Hope is so important. I really want people to go out and support what they're doing tomorrow night. And I know somebody's going to put on the screen all the details so I can talk about it. Because Alex Snipes, people have no idea the sacrifices that he makes to keep his radio stations going, an entrepreneur, he and his wife, the sacrifices that they make. Just a good brother. You know, it's not often I talk about, you know, the people and the proprietors of this enterprise. But listen, he does this every year, Nancy. Listen, how important is hope? Now, you got some good news today at age 16. You're going to be a grandma. You lost hope. You never thought you would. Honey. But wait a minute. See, they're working with me. Now look at this with WGCB. They have been awarding scholarships to high school seniors since 1998. Guess what that is? Alex did not even ask me to give him the money. Listen, he did not ask me for a contribution, Nancy.
No, he didn't. All Alex has asked you, and he did ask you last year to send a message of hope. And that is so important that we are able to share, you know, especially someone who has accomplished and has the accolades such as yourself, to share with individuals who are striving to have success in their own endeavors, to have hope. And I think once you can impart hope and wisdom to our future leaders, it's so important because they need that. They're going to have so many challenges, so many obstacles, but if they can have that hope, it can carry them through many, many obstacles and challenges.
Listen at my chief of staff. Listen, in 13 years, the campaign provided college scholarships to 84 deserving young people. The recipients each year are chosen from applications representing more than 30 different high schools and communities surrounding Columbia, Sumter, Orangeburg, Lake City, Florence, and Moncks Corner, Georgetown. Listen, I believe in philanthropy, and what Alex and his wife and the WGCV and the Gloria Communications team does is so important. I'm just upset the brother didn't ask for any more money. That's one thing. I agree with Nancy. He probably assumed I was too busy to participate. I will give him that. But listen, I did not even get asked, Nancy. He did not have. But look, I'm going to still listen.
You can make your contribution. It's still not too late.
I have to be asked. Yes, I do.
I'm sure he'll be happy to accept your donation.
Listen, let me tell you this. They solicit the assistance of high school guidance counselors, corporate sponsors, and the business community, develop scholarship criteria, designed a marketing campaign, and decided on awarding the scholarships at Gloria Communications' annual Family Fest celebration, where upwards of 20,000 people get to witness the scholarship presentations each year. Isn't that a phenomenal thing? Isn't that just fantastic? Say it loud.
Fantastic.
Your money and pride.
And congratulations.
Congratulations to all the students. Scholarship coordinators established a $1,500 scholarship amount. The goal is to increase the number of scholarships each year as contributions increase, impacting the lives of as many young people as possible. We know, Nancy. Are you trying to tell me your guest is on the line? No, please. No, he's not on the line. But anyhow, don't worry about that. You do what you got to do. Leave that alone. We're into something else here. Listen, do you realize how many children for needing $200 or $300 or just $400 or $500 makes a difference of whether they go to college or not? Listen, think about it.
It makes a big difference. I know that sending my two to college. So, I mean, well, actually, $200, $300, it's always great. Because, you know, one book can cost you $200, sometimes $300. So every contribution that you can provide a student that's entering college or in college, I know they appreciate it.
You know, they're telling me that I sound far away. Do I? That's strange. Well, you know what? Health tester. No wonder. I'm not talking in the mic. Good Lord, I'm sitting up here running my mouth. I'm not. Isn't that better? Because I wasn't talking in the mic. I know. I got so excited to see those sexy Nancy sitting beside me. I lost my touch. Oh, she's up in here blushing. But I am encouraging you to go out and support the scholarship program tomorrow night. Now, can someone tell me where people can buy tickets, where the event is being held? The Glory Communications Annual Family Fest celebration. Anything we can do and empower our children, we must do. I mean, listen, they are our future. They can call 803-939-9530 for more information. That's right, 803-939-9530 for more information. And I know my guest is holding. I get to my guest in the second segment. Don't worry. I'm talking about education, scholarships, empowerment, giving young people an opportunity, celebrating what WGCV and Glory Communications and Alex Snipes and his family, what they're doing. I encourage you to support good causes. I mean, you've got to support good causes. It is critical that we step up to the plate and empower and support our communities. You know, my heart may be on the radio tomorrow night. No. My voice may be on the radio tomorrow night, but my heart will be in Columbia, South Carolina. Charity starts at home and spreads abroad. We should really applaud Alex Snipes and his wife. And there you go. And the Glory Communications family. And listen. This is not planned today. It just so happened that my guest decided to run late, and the Spirit put on me to talk about the scholarship dinner tomorrow night. In fact, this is a good thing that my guest got confused about the time, and I had a chance to talk to the audience about Alex Snipes, Glory Communications, the scholarship of the assistance of high school kids from all across the communities, from Columbia and Sumter to Orangeburg, Lake City, Florence, and Moncks Corner, Georgetown. This is a good thing that we must support. They have been awarding scholarships to high school seniors since 1998. And in the 13 years, the campaign provided college scholarships to 84 deserving young people. Imagine how their lives have been impacted by those scholarships. You must support this because it may be your child, and all those children need is somebody to believe in them. Give them a chance. Provide them the stipend that can just help them to have a shot at empowering their communities, the possibility of being a state senator, a U.S. senator, a governor, or the president of the United States. Those are the possibilities that we have by giving our young people an opportunity. And I just want to celebrate Alex Snipes, WGCV, the Glory Communications family. I ask you to go out tomorrow and support the event. For more information, 803-939-9530. I want you to jam those lines up saying, I want to contribute, I want to be there, I want to participate. I just don't want to participate from now. I want to be a lifelong participant. When we come back, we're going to talk to the college generation, Cameron Clarkson, and much more on the Armstrong Williams Show. We'll be back.
Armstrong Williams returns in a moment.
Say bye-bye burgers, pass on the pizza, forget the francs. Anytime is party time. Discover Golden Crust's authentic Jamaican-style patties. Beef, chicken, vegetables, soya, spinach, and shrimp. Feast on our great taste sensations. Jerk chicken, oxtail, sliced fish, and much more. Savor the taste of the Caribbean. Only at a Golden Cross near you. A family tradition since 1949. GoldenCrossBakery.com.
For more information on the Armstrong Williams Show, please visit our new website at www.rightsidewire.com. There you can find his syndicated column archive, view live streams, and get your favorite conservative pundits' views on the current issues affecting the American people. From building wealth to foreign policy, stay connected with Armstrong Williams and his colleagues at the all-new www.rightsidewire.com.
Hi, this is Armstrong Williams. What does it mean to be conservative? Freedom of speech, freedom of free enterprise, freedom of assembly, less government, less taxes. As a matter of fact, a flat tax. Everyone should pay proportional tax. It doesn't matter whether you make $100 million or $10,000. Everyone should pay their 10%. Everyone should have something at stake in this American economy. I'm Armstrong Williams expressing what we mean by conservative traditional values.
Does your school, team, church, or charity need a new fundraiser? Do you need to work out of your home or part-time? Are you a small business that can use an additional revenue stream? Then you need Yellow Llama. Do you need affordable web services or tools to enhance your existing business? Are you a graphic artist who wants to create a revenue stream with your art but not get ripped off? Then go to www.yellowllama.com.
America must change course if we hope to survive and save the American dream for our children and grandchildren. How do we fix Social Security and Medicare? How do we cut government spending? How do we reform health care? How do we simplify the tax code? The Heritage Foundation has a bold plan that tackles these tough problems using common sense solutions that leave partisan politics on the sidelines. Find out how we can save the American dream at savingthedream.org, paid for by the Heritage Foundation.
Hi, this is Armstrong Williams with an opportunity to own a piece of paradise in Nassau, Bahamas. Spectacular land prices, 8,000 square feet, 20,000 square feet lot, affordable prices, hilltop properties with views of the magnificent sea. Just call 242-677-3120 or 3121 or go to info@rightsidewire.com and leave your information.
Where heads of state, sports, entertainment, and political celebrities meet. You're listening to Armstrong Williams.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Armstrong Williams Show, and thank you so much for joining us. So, our guest today is Cameron Clarkson, who is a junior political science major at Howard University from St. Paul, Minnesota. He considers himself a political activist, whatever that is, and an artist contrarian, whatever that is. Mr. Clarkson, how are you today?
I'm excellent. How are you?
You're excellent. Well, I love it when young people say they're excellent. What makes you so excellent?
Well, I'm committed to the idea of excellence every day when I wake up. And today I woke up, and so my grandmother said any day above ground is a great day. So I feel excellent.
Do you guys ever fear that there could be a terrorist threat at Howard University on your school ground? And you think that is something that a terrorist would never think about? What are the things that challenge you outside of yourselves in terms of national security and terrorism and what we saw with the Boston Marathon?
Right. Hello, can you hear me?
Of course I can hear you.
Can you repeat the question, please?
Do you ever fear a threat of terrorism at Howard University where you're in college?
No. I feel like the Washington that we see on TV, the scandal Washington, you know, the Washington of the postcards, the Lincoln Memorial, the tourist sites, the White House, that's a completely different Washington than where Howard University is. You know, we're up Georgia Avenue next to all the carryouts and, you know, where the grocery stores don't want to sell food. But we're experiencing a lot of gentrification right now, so it's a lot of different clientele moving into this part of the city. But no, I don't feel like this is even a part of American society that if it were damaged, people would feel a certain type of way, because honestly, it's damaged every single day, and that's coming from within. And we're looking at things like budget cuts. You know, if it was really a priority for American society, then we wouldn't be looking at that.
And where do you think these budget cuts are coming from?
I mean, Howard University receives over $250 million every year from the federal government as part of that appropriation. That's really some of the only way, that money is really the only reason that some of the students can come to Howard University. But that appropriation has been flatlining or decreasing over the past 10 years. So we really can't even depend on the federal government for any type of additional funding, because we already receive so much. But the funding that we are getting has been being cut over the past 10 years.
What about, how does your endowment compare to places like Harvard, UVA, Georgetown?
It's considerably smaller, but that's the story of HBCUs across the country. We're not sitting on billions of dollars in endowments that we can reach back into. We are, if we were to really get into some trouble, our endowment would be swallowed up by our yearly operating budget, and then we would still be looking for half. So, no, we don't have a whole lot of money in our endowment to reach back on.
Is that a reflection that the alumni does not give? They're not successful enough to give? Because Howard is the Harvard of the HBCUs. I mean, when you think about the people that you've graduated and where they are now in the world of finance and law and medicine, it's an incredible and impressive resume. Are you saying they don't give generously?
That's not what I'm saying at all. I think really we're getting sidetracked. But all I'm really saying is that if it was really a priority, if the area that Howard University was in and the students that attend Howard University and the mission that the university sets forward and the community that it sits in, physically, if that was a priority of national importance, even though we receive all this national and federal appropriation, we wouldn't be losing that money. That's all I was saying in terms of a terrorist attack. But, we could talk for hours about Howard University, but in terms of how that relates to national security, I just always say that you can judge a person's priorities by looking at the budget.
So let me, what are your thoughts on the gun control debate?
Man, well, I think it's very interesting, especially from our generation. We don't have the reliance on mainstream media that other generations have had. So the conversation that CNN and the pundits on Fox News is having is different than the conversation that we're really having on Twitter and Facebook. I think that a lot of people are really sick of the political pandering, especially around the gun control issue. The gun control issue is a violent issue, and it's very complicated. There's many sides to it. Some people believe that we need to be investing in mental health. We need to be investing in we need to be investing our time in more laws to take guns off the streets. But ultimately, the conversation is a lot more complicated, and there's many more voices that have different interests at stake.
I'm interested in what is the conversation on college campuses as it relates to guns. You say it's a different conversation.
I mean that's a very broad question. College campuses.
No. You're the one who stated that the conversation on gun control with the pundits on Fox and CNN is different from what the students are having about gun control on college campuses.
Right. I said on social media, but I think that's really social media is allowing us to see where college campuses are divided. So we have people don't feel the same way at Howard just because it's a whole collection of black people. Over 98% of our students are black, but we have, and this is the undergrad I'm speaking about, we have complete diversity of thought here. So we can divide the room and we can talk about people who believe everyone should have a gun, and we need to have guns in the schools. Teachers need to have guns in order to protect themselves. And then you have people that come from, I'm from Minnesota, so everyone's always talking about Second Amendment rights and hunting. And I personally, I don't really care. So you can find people across the spectrum. But honestly, this is about the role of government, and it's not just about guns. So I think
let me switch the topic in the interest of time. What are you are what at Howard? You junior, senior?
Junior.
You're junior. What do you think the prospects are for you and your generation? What kind of future that you will have? Do you have the insecurities and anxiety about jobs, about creating businesses? What do you find? What do you think your challenges will be? What do you think will benefit you as a result of where you are in terms of the marketplace of college, graduating, and do you see vast opportunities there?
I think when my parents really started talking to me about college, my mom was a college professor, so I was very young. The idea was you go to college, you get a job, and you have a family, and that was it. It was just in that order. Now that I'm approaching the end of my college career, and there isn't really a whole list of jobs in sight. I'm a political science major, but even for the the go-to step after that usually is go to law school. And then, you should be able to find a job. But that's not the case anymore either. So it's interesting because it's obvious that there's not a shortage of work. So there's never should be a shortage of jobs if there's a shortage if there isn't a shortage of work to be done logically. But we have to be more creative about how you're going to find work and how you can make money off of doing something you love. I know I'm personally committed to doing something that I'm passionate about, more so than doing something that's going to make the right amount of money, or the the stereotypical the American amount of money, where you have the two-car garage and the two kids and all that stuff. I think my generation is much more committed to. I can speak for myself personally, finding creative ways to get work done and having the money and ways of survival generate itself out of that.
What is it that the media does not do a very good job of when it represents your generation? What is it that you would like for this audience to know about your generation that sometimes does not get a fair play in the media?
Man, helicopter flying over 1 second. That's a great question. And to touch on what I was speaking about earlier, that we have so many different. Our definition of the media is changing, especially at when you reach my generation. When we speak about my generation, we portray ourselves in a lot of different ways in our personal medias. If you look at our Instagrams, everyone is kind of constantly selling their own story in our generation. But I think that our story isn't being told in the sense that we have something new and potentially better to offer the world. I think it's always being, the downgrade, or the generation that's not going to have as much of this as their parents. Since World War II, this is the first generation that's not going to they can't expect, a better lifestyle, in quotes. Like, what is a better lifestyle? I think that's the question that's really missing, Are we really making progress if this is something that we can't sustain, and this is something that we can't provide for young people in the future? Are we really making progress? And if not, then how can we redefine what it means to be successful as not only a society, but, as subsequent generations come on, how can we improve that definition?
Do you think your generation is prepared in the areas of technology where there's a strong emphasis on the science and the math, because there seems to be tons of jobs that are available, but they just don't have the graduates to fill those slots? Stay there. We're going to come back. Cameron Clarkson, Dr. Gary Barnard will be joining us. I'm Armstrong Williams. We're live. Our phone lines are open. Give us a call. info@rightsidewire.com. We'll be back.
Armstrong Williams returns in a moment.
For more information on the Armstrong Williams Show, please visit our new website at www.rightsidewire.com. There you can find his syndicated column archive, view live streams, and get your favorite conservative pundits' views on the current issues affecting the American people. From building wealth to foreign policy, stay connected with Armstrong Williams and his colleagues at the all-new www.rightsidewire.com.
Life is full of unexpected changes. Everyone has potential to do wrong. And when they choose to do it, contact the Bucksell Group for your private investigation needs. TheBucksellGroup.com or by phone at 202-243-9746. Whether there's an instance of a cheating spouse, child custody, process service, or security, don't continue suspecting. Get closure so that you can move on with your life. Visit TheBucksellGroup.com now or call 202-243-9746. If you think it's happening, it probably is.
To travelers along the road of life who have fallen asleep at the wheel, to the many who woke up in time to avert disaster and get back on the righteous path. For the ones who crashed and survived and now adhere vigilantly to a virtuous and righteous path. Finally, Armstrong Williams' much-anticipated new book, Reawakening Virtues, gives his insights into these daily challenges and much more. Reawakening Virtues is available in bookstores and at Amazon.com.
Join the millions of Americans who pursue one of our country's finest traditions, from hunting to sport shooting. Since 1871, the NRA has grown as a service organization involved in all aspects of shooting sports and is a proud defender of the Bill of Rights. Join today to begin taking advantage of exclusive membership offers and discounts, including up to $25,000 in insurance coverage. Contact the NRA today. Call 1-800-672-3888 or visit nra.org.
Most Americans simply have never been taught the basics of money management, let alone how to secure their financial future. But there is hope. Financial Education and Literacy Advisors, also known as FELA, does what others don't. FELA teaches financial education. If you'd like more information about providing a financial wellness program for your employees, or a credit-bearing college course in personal finance, or other valuable programs, please visit myfela.com. That's myfela.com, or send an email to info@myfela.com.
Elder Chicks is an exciting part of the fastest growing segment of the population. Women in their 70s, 80s, and older who are mastering the art of a senior life. We're no longer unseen and unheard. We're providing role models for each other and the baby boomers who are fast approaching retirement. Join our virtual community. Hit www.elderchicks.com on your computer keyboard.
Where heads of state, sports, entertainment, and political celebrities meet. You're listening to Armstrong Williams.
And yes, you are. Welcome back. Cameron Clarkson is joining us. Dr. Gary Barnard, how are you today?
I'm doing great. How are you, Armstrong?
We can't complain. We're also joined by a Howard University student, Cameron Clarkson, who's a junior, majoring in political science. He's joining us. Dr. Gary Barnard is from San Antonio, Texas. Cameron, we're talking about the way their generation is portrayed in the media. And one of the interesting twists about our conversations is particularly when it comes to Twitter and social media, how the mainstream media portrays the issues which that generation cares about is certainly not the kinds of things that they're focused on among themselves. Is there a disconnect between the media and that generation? Because it seems as though that many members of the media have their children in schools of the same age group, and it would seem to me they would be able to relate to their concerns and the things that they care about in a very direct way, Dr. Barnard.
It does seem that way. And, most medias are pretty savvy with social media and have tried to add that to their portfolio. So you would think so. I guess the verdict is out, and the judges are going to be the younger generation, and they're going to have to speak up.
So, Cameron, what else would you want us to know? You have a national audience here. What else would you like to tell us?
Man, that's a lot of pressure to speak for, young people.
Well, you're the person we invited on, so deal with the pressure and answer the question, please.
Well, I think not only do we deal with, we social, providing and starting actually forums on the internet to discuss any topic under the sun, has allowed our generation to see people for their ideas. Because when you have, we have face-to-face interactions, you have a lot of, you have the opportunity for prejudices that you don't necessarily have online when you just have a screen name, a picture, and then the thought. You can judge the profile picture, you can judge the screen name, but once you get to, especially, your 20s, people who've really been around the internet for a while, you've learned that you can't really judge, the same way you can't judge a book by its cover, you can't judge, a tweet by its picture. But you judge the thought. And if you agree with the thought, it's very simple and it's very profound. You just retweet it. And I think that you can build coalitions across ideas that, in a way that other generations haven't been able to see, or not even, I guess not, it hasn't been as easy or as microwavable. And my generation does love things that is microwavable. So I just want to say that just because we're on our phones and we're looking down all the time doesn't mean we're not talking about, how to save, humanity. It's just a different way of communicating.
Dr. Barnard, how do you respond?
Yeah, Cameron, let me ask you this. This is very interesting to me, and I appreciate your willingness to open up and share some of your thoughts about it. So I get the way you connect, and I get the way you get to freely dialogue. That's really huge. I love that. How do you build the coalition? Where is the connection other than in the idea and the power that these ideas have? How do you connect and gain something other than free discourse?
Definitely. I think that's a great question, especially, I think, speaking to my generation, I think I'm going to talk to them for a second. I think we really can't get caught up in the idea that any type of political change, any type of change, period, can come from the Internet. Shoes can come from the Internet. You can order pretty much anything from the Internet. You cannot order a revolution on the Internet. You can, but I think if we take the lessons that, started in Tunisia and went across, what's known as the Arab Spring, then we can really see the potential for social media to move off the screen and into the streets, into the physical manifestation of an idea that was spread across the Internet. But I think you can see coalitions being built even with stupid things that really have no real weight and just fizzled out, like the Stop Coning 2012. Brilliant methodology in terms of how you can spread an idea quickly across people, and it was something that people could relate to them emotionally, and they could agree to it and pass it along, and it spread virally so quickly. I think that's how you can see that coalition build, but it didn't manifest into anything physical because it was so random, because it's actually a scam, in my opinion, my humble opinion.
Interesting. So the coalition initially comes from the power of exchanging these ideas and seeing that it can spread. It can spread rather quickly, even random ideas. But the coalition that brings about meaningful change or meaningfulness in our life, how do you guys see that, or how are you seeing that as connected to your lives in a more pragmatic way every day?
Well, I think you can literally find anything on the Internet. So if I'm a college student, I'm not trying to spend any money for a month, for instance, and I need to find creative ways to eat, creative ways to anything, get around, to transport myself. I can exchange ideas with people all across the world in terms of how I can revolutionize, really, my everyday life, because that's a revolutionary idea. People who don't spend money, they're not affected by recessions, but that's a revolutionary idea, and that's actually a micro level of a pragmatic solution. But I think if you could look at that in any different solution, I think, because the internet is so free, and you can build a website if you don't find something that is suitable for your needs. So I think that freedom allows anything from pragmatic solutions to just wondering, just random wondering.
Yeah, see, I can relate to that, and I think that's where generations can connect. In the older days, let me say, you couldn't have this free exchange unless you went to the people, a class,
right.
A graduate class in college, have a seminar, have someone help you get beyond whatever it is that's keeping you from this discourse that might give these new ideas. Or go to the library to painstakingly try to research something. And it took a lot of time, and practically it wasn't all that pragmatic. And so I see the power of that, and it's very interesting that you put it in those terms, that you don't have to have money or your own power, but you can access this connectivity to others and get new ideas and new perspectives. That, to me, that is a very powerful thing.
And then when we look at things like who has access to the internet, who has access to, high-speed internet, who has access to, mobile technology, then you see, a very, very sharp divide between haves and have-nots, and that divide is growing ever quicker as technology speeds up. And I think that is the real social justice battle of my generation, once we really become conscious of what it means to have access to the internet and what it means to have access to technology.
Talk to us about entrepreneurship and how does your generation feel about innovation and entrepreneurship instead of working for the government, working for the man, creating those opportunities for yourself? How realistic is that for you?
Wow. I think that just to kind of touch on what we were talking about a little bit earlier, it seems to be a shortage of jobs when we graduate, but there's no shortage of work because we see all these problems. Because while we're in college, we work at all these internships. I worked at a government agency I'm not going to name right now, but every day I would see people walk in and, they'd order their plain cream cheese bagel, same time every day, and they'd go and they'd sit in their cubicles and they'd rot away at a job that they hate because they did the right thing. They went to college, they graduated, and they got a job, and they climbed the ladder. Now they sit on the 11th floor in a cubicle, and they, wait till it's time to get off. And they go home and watch Scandal and wait to do the same thing. And it was terrible. It was absolutely awful. And I'm from the generation that, we want to do something that is close to our hearts, because we realize that we might not have the as American, quote unquote, of a lifestyle as our parents had. We might not have as much access to excess as our parents had, living through the 90s, being children of the 90s. So how can we live a life that is stable? We definitely want to eat, but how can we use our passions to create our own businesses? How can we create solutions to problems that we see, as opposed to how can we go and intern at Goldman Sachs? I mean, there are always going to be people that intern at Goldman Sachs, but how can we do something better than that?
So how is that fitting in with your
we're going to come back.
experience of social media?
Dr. Barnard, we're going to come back. Let's take a break. Don't go away. Cameron Clarkson, Dr. Gary Barnard, Armstrong Williams. We'll be back.
Armstrong Williams returns in a moment.
Say bye-bye burgers, pass on the pizza, forget the francs. Anytime is party time. Discover Golden Cross's authentic Jamaican-style patties. Beef, chicken, vegetables, soya, spinach, and shrimp. Feast on our great tasty sensations. Jerk chicken, oxtail, sliced fish, and much more. Savor the taste of the Caribbean. Only at a Golden Cross near you. A family tradition since 1949. GoldenCrossBakery.com.
For more information on the Armstrong Williams Show, please visit our new website at www.rightsidewire.com. There you can find his syndicated column archive, view live streams, and get your favorite conservative pundits' views on the current issues affecting the American people. From building wealth to foreign policy, stay connected with Armstrong Williams and his colleagues at the all-new www.rightsidewire.com.
Does your school, team, church, or charity need a new fundraiser? Do you need to work out of your home or part-time? Are you a small business that can use an additional revenue stream? Then you need Yellow Llama. Do you need affordable web services or tools to enhance your existing business? Are you a graphic artist who wants to create a revenue stream with your art but not get ripped off? Then go to www.yellowllama.com.
Anderson Brothers Bank, a family-owned and operated establishment that blends traditional personal service, local market awareness, and advanced technology to meet the financial needs of its customers. Visit abbank.com or call 843-464-6271 to see how they can assist you with your banking needs. Anderson Brothers Bank, celebrating 75 years of community banking, the way it should be. Stability right in your backyard since 1933.
America must change course if we hope to survive and save the American dream for our children and grandchildren. How do we fix Social Security and Medicare? How do we cut government spending? How do we reform health care? How do we simplify the tax code? The Heritage Foundation has a bold plan that tackles these tough problems using common sense solutions that leave partisan politics on the sidelines. Find out how we can save the American dream at savingthedream.org, paid for by the Heritage Foundation.
Join the millions of Americans who pursue one of our country's finest traditions, from hunting to sport shooting. Since 1871, the NRA has grown as a service organization involved in all aspects of shooting sports and is a proud defender of the Bill of Rights. Join today to begin taking advantage of exclusive membership offers and discounts, including up to $25,000 in insurance coverage. Contact the NRA today. Call 1-800-672-3888 or visit nra.org.
Where heads of state, sports, entertainment, and political celebrities meet. You're listening to Armstrong Williams.
You know, how attainable do you think this mega success is for you, the kind of success that is in the marketplace of business and high finance, where you've seen people do some of the most incredible things, and how they've impacted the world? They've turned their idea into a global demand for their product, Cameron. Do you really believe that you have those possibilities ahead of you, that you can achieve the same along with your generation? And what will it take?
I think this is a good segue into changing our definition of what success means. We can't sustain economies on Mark Zuckerberg, because you're right. There's only going to be one or two of those every 10 years. We need people who are willing to start small businesses with the people around them. You know, everyone around here has, everyone knows someone who does websites. Everyone knows someone who's good with math and who could be the accountant. Small businesses are what's going to save and really project the American economy moving forward. That's the only way we're going to be able to compete. Well, you know, I don't really believe in the idea of competing, but that's a different conversation. That's the only way we're really going to be successful in a world where India, Brazil, and China and countries coming up the ladder are trying to live a competitive lifestyle. If we are continuing to depend on people like the Mark Zuckerbergs, there are not going to be any more Henry Fords in America we can really hold up as national heroes. We have to see the American collective, or it's not going to work. Mathematically, it's just not going to add up. We don't have enough privileged people to sit around and just tinker with their dreams in the hopes of becoming billionaires. It's not the way it's really going to work sustainably, in my opinion.
Dr. Barnard?
Well, it's an interesting statement. I don't know that I disagree with you completely, although I may hold a little different view. But it seems to me that those are not mutually exclusive, Cameron. It seems to me that we definitely need the collective, and we definitely need to empower people. To say that we're done with the superheroes that emerge in the moment of time that we need it, I'm not willing to forego that and say that that's over. Is it what we should all aspire to be? Well, that's not realistic either. So your idea that we need to build up small business, I love that because it's the same thing we do in all walks of life. We want to build up everyone with opportunity and belief in themselves and some accessibility. But we can't level the playing field because we're not all even level. We're not all equal.
Right. And I would never suggest...
So that's the big dilemma, it seems, and I wondered how you would respond to that.
I apologize. I didn't mean to cut you off. That's just that's a very interesting point. I don't mean to say that we should get rid of competition or we should look at everyone as having the same abilities. Contrarily, I think that we should be we should change the idea of success so that a person who loves to take pictures of something or a person that loves to cook can really pursue their dream in America and not feel like they're not as successful because they're not going to be a lawyer or a doctor. Do you feel where I'm coming from? I think that's really where we see a lot of people. That's when we see the people when we see a recession, because people went to school for stuff that they didn't love to do. If people don't feel comfortable for whatever reason, we can sit here and talk about, political science and big words and all this stuff, but if people feel like they can't tell their parents that they want to be an artist, or people can't tell their parents that they want to be a teacher, a nation builder, we're never going to be, we're never going to be where we need to be as a nation. So I'm not saying we need to get away from, there's always going to be the Mark Zuckerberg, there's always going to be that, but we need to get away from the idea that telling our kids if you're not that, you're not successful. So we can't be successful as a nation as long as we portray only the heroes as successful. The everyday people, the small business people, they need to be heroes as well.
I have to respond to you in this way. And I'm really glad you're on. You've gotten much better since the beginning. You're comfortable now, and I'm happy about it. Welcome to the show, by the way. I actually believe it's irrelevant whether or not the marketplace is fair and whether you come to the marketplace at different levels and what the history in the past and what the present and what the current situation may be. If you look at the tapestry of success in the world, it's not concentrated in any one area except this in 5 different ways. People who read, people who network and allow people to know them and they get to know those people, the choices we make, where our faith lies, and where we travel. Other than that, from age 5 until the time we die, we're basically the same. Everyone has the same opportunity at success. We've seen it in the worst of situations. We've seen it in the best of situations. We've seen the people given the best, and they've lost it and squandered it all and became homeless. We've seen people come from the worst, they become the best, and they made others better around them. So there's really no formula except what is within you and what you're willing to do in terms of being legal, moral, and ethical, and having the creativity, the ingenuity, the command of being able to seize the moment that separates you from everybody else, Cameron.
I'm going to have to completely disagree with you, sir, because we know that in America that's what we want to believe. We want to believe that if you work hard, if you're committed to morality, you'll be successful. But I think if your idea of successful is having 3-car garage, then a lot of people who get up and work 2 jobs and take the bus home to a small apartment are not considered successful, and that's a problem. I think that's a fundamental problem with how.
No. What I was explaining to you was not about morality. That was at the very end. I'm talking about people from all walks of life have come here, some born here, and they've still experienced the American dream, whether it's a small minority or not, but it's a tapestry of everyone.
And that's exactly what my question to you is, what is the American dream? If your definition of the American dream is to have a certain level of economic success, then I would have to disagree with you, because that's not what the American dream is for me and for the majority of my generation.
The American dream is wealth, being able to participate in philanthropy, take care of those around you, give away, use your money not for you. You don't work for your money, but your money works for you. And if you try to say that money and wealth and influence is not a part of the American dream, then you're in serious denial. You need to wake up.
I'm not saying that. Sir, I didn't say that wasn't. Yes, is that Dr. Barnard?
Yes, Cameron. Listen, tell me, is your view of the American dream? Maybe it would include what Armstrong is talking about, but does it focus more prominently on the ability for you to decide how to create meaning in your life? Is that one of the things you're saying that we're missing?
Yes, I think it's just so changing every day. Like, I don't have to get married and settle down in a suburb in, somewhere outside of some city in the United States. My generation can live in 3 cities at one time. It's possible.
So, by that, are you saying that it feels like that's the pressure on you and your generation right now, that the generations before you are trying to put this template on you, and you're spending a lot of your energy trying to figure out, how do I do it in my own way and not the way that's being prescribed?
I think that some people might feel that pressure. I can't speak for my entire generation, but I think the trend across the board would speak to the fact that we have to find a different solution. When we look at you, I don't mean you personally, obviously, I mean your generation, we have to find a different solution, because we see the predicament that we're currently in as not only a nation but as a planet. So if we want to have a better lifestyle, but we realize we can't keep sucking gasoline out of the earth, we realize that we have to do a lot of thinking. We have to do a lot of thinking outside of the box. And I think if you get on that magical internet and look at what some of the things people are doing in order to live a comfortable, healthy lifestyle without spending a whole lot of money, and being able to travel and see the world and experience and enrich ourselves, not only at a physical level, as a mental and spiritual level as well. You have to be able to, provide electricity using only the sun, grow your own food. Things that people have been doing for centuries, but we have to do them in our own way, just like every other generation had to find its own way.
Let's flip the calls in here. We have a lot of calls. I apologize. I've not gone to the phone line. I've just been so engrossed in this conversation. Sherry, thank you for your patience. You're on the air.
Yes, again, a wonderful show, and it's regardless of what generation you are in, we all need to think outside of the box, and don't try to go by what someone's guidelines are for us. I mean, everyone wants to be better. Their parents want them to be better than what they've had, and have more opportunity. And it is hard to accept that, yes, you want me to have a great house and a great job, but what if I really want to just be a cook in a local deli, making specialty sandwiches? If I'm happy and I pay my bills, ultimately that's all that really matters.
Thank you. Hey, Cameron, we've got to have you back, brother. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Dr. Barnard.
For more information on the